This is Standing Watch. And now, Evangelist Norbert Link.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. In the Trump-Harris debate, who lost the most? Was it Trump? Was it Harris? What about the ABC Moderators? The mass media? Something else, perhaps? The New York Post editorial board wrote on September 11, Donald Trump got to Kamala Harris' core problem in his debate close, waving off all her promises about what she would do in office. Why hasn't she done it already? Hard to think of a better repost. Harris had a pretty smooth night. She did her homework at once, including prepping lines guaranteed to get under Trump's skin, some of which plainly did put him off balance. And of course she had backup from the moderators, ABC David Muir and Lindsay Davis, who targeted far more questions at Trump than at Harris, and all of their quote-unquote fact-checking. Worse, whenever she started to babble in trying to defend her own record, they rescued her by changing the subject, and by changing it again whenever Trump was truly on a roll. Trump was erratic, notably taking her bait when she claimed people walked out of his rallies and when she fictionalized his remarkable business success. Now, let me just say that this was expected. I totally and fully expected something like that, and that's the reason why Harris refused to have a debate with Trump moderated by Fox News. The New York Post added on September 11 regarding the ABC Moderators, when Trump argued that crime in the U.S. is increasing because of migrants allowed into the country under Harris' watch, David Muir interjected, President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down. Trump fired back with his own fact check that they didn't include the cities with the worst crime, referring to a omission of data from Los Angeles, New York City, and Chicago. At another point, Lindsay Davis intervened after Trump made reference to former Virginia Democratic Governor Ralph Northam's 2019 remarks about aborting babies after birth. There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born, she stated, drawing howls from conservatives who noted that 6 states and the District of Columbia currently do not place any limits on the procedure. Trump allies and Republican commentators were left fuming and compiling a long list of missed opportunities from Muir and Davis to rebuke Harris. Now let me just say that for the moderators to state that violent crime is down in the United States is ludicrous. And to falsely claim that no state allows killing a baby after birth is appalling and unjustifiable. It was said that they were the worst moderators ever. Also, in passing, the ABC boss is a supporter and friend of Kamala Harris. Breitbart wrote on September 11, Vice President Kamala Harris issued a slew of false claims and hoaxes that ABC debate moderators did not fact-check during Tuesday's debate against former President Donald Trump. Breitbart then listed and rebutted 21 false claims and hoaxes that Harris uttered on live television. Others even have counted more than just 21 lies and hoaxes by Kamala Harris. Now, they were quick to point out what Trump all said, which was wrong, and they left her totally alone. Fox News wrote on September 11, the biggest loser in the presidential debate was ABC News. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. The moderators, David Muir and Lindsay Davis, embarrassed themselves and their network by, among other things, fact-checking Trump in real time on more than one occasion, sometimes incorrectly, while allowing Harris to spout serial lies and distortions. Trump, on the other hand, failed to prosecute his case. While Harris appeared over-prepared and practiced with ready-to-go gestures and studied mannerisms, Trump was clearly under-prepared. It is frustrating to his supporters because he has the fact on his side. But instead of forcefully arguing about his successes, he meandered, and he forgot to smile. Well, Trump didn't do too well, and even conservative commentators acknowledged this. Let's make no mistake, Trump had a bad night. Fox News host Brit Hume said, "We just heard so many of the old grievances that we all know are not winners politically. Trump lost the debate, and whining about the moderators doesn't change it," conservative radio host Eric Erickson wrote on X. Lindsey Graham said afterwards that the former president's debate team should be fired, and that Trump was unprepared, calling the debate a disaster. Deutsche Welle wrote on September 11, "The consensus among pundits and pollsters appears to be that Harris narrowly won the night." Now, I've read other polls which say the opposite, but it goes on to say whether this makes a difference in the election, just under 2 months away, is less clear. And it is most certainly less clear. Now, of course, the liberal left-wing mass media went over the top again, which can be expected. The Drudge Report wrote, "The night Trump lost it all. The worst performance of his career." Well, Trump later said it was the best debate he's had. The German magazine Die Welt wrote on September 11, "Harris increasingly succeeded in irritating Trump." But then they're going to say, "Can this duel decide the election? Absolutely not. The TV duel was a stage victory for Harris, but nothing more." We know that after the debate, independents didn't change their views necessarily, and of course, Republicans and Democrats stayed where they were before at this point. Bild Online wrote on September 11, "Kamala Harris skillfully infuriated Donald Trump and stayed cool herself. Trump provided her with plenty of templates, especially when it came to immigration, actually a possible winning issue for the Republican. Harris hit a sore spot, Trump's vanity." "I invite you to go to one of Donald Trump's events," she said to the millions of TV viewers. "You'll notice that people leave his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom." Sentences which were practiced before and which were the core of her tactics. The ex-president's eyes first narrowed, then anger flared up. Trump took Harris' bait and chose to talk about his events instead of migration. The Democrats were euphoric after the debate. Trump's Republicans practiced damage control, but Hillary Clinton also clearly won her first debate against Trump in 2016, but she still lost. So as the articles pointed out, this debate all by itself means not much. Now, what's one issue which was brought up, which has become now the issue in all the world pretty much, which is kind of minor in comparison to the real fear and danger of entering World War III pretty soon, but this had to do with eating pets. The Daily Mail wrote on September 11, "One of the stranger moments of last night's fiery presidential debate came when the former president ranted about Haitian migrants eating pets in Springfield, Ohio. The claims dismissed during the debate by the vice president as unbelievable and extreme have electrified the American political debate. While city officials and law enforcement officers in Springfield say there have been no credible, notice the word credible, reports to suggest they are true, some fed-up residents maintain that it's a problem. One aggrieved man made the claim during a city commission meeting last month to address the influx of legal Haitian immigrants, which has sparked controversy among locals. I really challenge you guys to get out here and do something, he told the meeting. These Haitians are running into trash cans, running into buildings, they are flipping cars in the middle of the streets, they're in the park grabbing up ducks by the neck, cutting their head off, walking off with them, they're eating them. During last night's debate, ABC's David Muir told Trump that there had been no credible reports of pets being stolen and eaten. Trump shot back to say he did not necessarily believe what city officials were saying. Well, of course not. Why would you? A Facebook post combined a screenshot of an earlier Facebook post from a Springfield community group, in which one of the users made an alarming claim that cats and dogs were being strung up to eat by Haitian migrants, with an image of an unidentified man carrying what appeared to be the corpses of 2 geese. The Facebook post read, "My neighbor informed me that her daughter's friend had lost her cat. One day she came home from work. As soon as she stepped out of a car, looked towards a neighbor's house, where Haitians live, and saw her cat hanging from a branch, and they were carving it up to eat. I've been told they are doing this to dogs. They have been doing it at Snyder Park with ducks and geese." Now, the story spread like wildfire across X, garnering millions upon millions of views. Its influence was confirmed when Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance amplified the narrative about Haitian illegal immigrants in a September 9 post on X that said, "Reports now show that people have had their pets abducted and eaten by people who should not be in this country." The VP hopeful later walked back his claims in a following post, writing, "It's possible, of course, that all of these rumors will turn out to be false." But Vance was by no means the only prominent Republican shared posts parroting the narrative on migrants eating pets and Springfield wildlife. Among them was Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who posted a photo of kittens with a caption that said to vote for Trump so Haitian immigrants don't eat us. Now, it might sound funny, but it's not funny. And wherever there is smoke, there might very well be a fire. But this whole debate goes much deeper than just the question of whether Haitians are eating pets or whether they don't. Report 24, an Austrian magazine, commented on September 11. "Pictures of cats with Donald Trump are omnipresent on social networks. The mainstream is outraged that he is said to have lied that migrants kidnap and eat domestic animals. A strong accusation based on statements made by citizens in Springfield, Ohio, who are resisting the mass of Haitians who have moved to their town in recent years. The outcry, because Trump dared to mention these reports, is quite interesting. Reading the system press, one could easily think that in the United States, and here too, talking about Austria, talking about Germany, animals would never be harmed by migrants from other cultures. The reaction of the mainstream portrays it as an absurd lie, and Trump, as usual, as a delusional fake news slinger. You don't even want to do any clever research. It is a fact, they say, that people from other cultures sometimes have a completely different relationship to animals than people from the West, who often see cats, dogs, rabbits, etc. as family members who are loved from the heart. It speaks of a shocking degree of unreality to think that the mass immigration of people who are completely foreign to the culture would not lead to a collision of different values and morals. It has also been proven that there are regions in the world where eating cats and other animals that are common to us in this country is anything but unusual. It seems amusing, they say, how German media fall in line in perfect harmony to deny the negative consequences of mass migration and present it as fake. And so even the German Foreign Ministry said, "Oh, we Germans, we don't eat pets." Well, are they that sure about it? People in Germany, in particular, are making fun of Trump's statements. But as I said, the whole thing isn't funny at all. But going back to the debate itself, who was the winner? And who was the loser? Let me say the winner was the lie. The loser was the truth. That was most certainly the worst loser of them all. And it reminded me of a passage in Isaiah chapter 59, verses 14 to 15, which says this: Justice is turned back, righteousness stands afar off, for truth is fallen in the street, it's fallen on television, it's fallen in the internet, and equity cannot enter. So truth fails, and he who departs from evil makes himself a prey. And then the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no justice, that there was no truth. And he will change that very soon. He will send Jesus Christ back to this earth to establish the government, the kingdom of God here on this earth, a kingdom which will utter in truth, and lies will be a thing of the past. And for that, we can be very thankful. Thanks very much for listening. This is Norbert Link for the Standing Watch program.
Standing Watch is a presentation by the Church of the Eternal God, P.O. Box 270519, San Diego, California 92198. More information is also available at our website, eternalgod.org.